Narcissists are the victims. That's what they think. And that's what they want to think inside their mind. That's what they want to portray to other people. That's what they want to embody to be able to show other people that it's true. But in reality, it's not. But a narcissist will want to think and will want to make you think that they're the victim. You may ask how I know this. Well, I know this because if you haven't followed me yet, my name is Ben Taylor. I run Raw Motivations, and I'm a self-aware narcissist. I'm a narcissist that's on this channel to try to provide awareness, growth, healing, and change. And I do that every single day by meeting with people one-on-one to help guide them out of the crazy relationships that they've been in, to help get them out of the trauma bond, through the detox phase, and get to a place where they can establish, hey, this is where I actually need to be. This is where I actually need to go. And as they start to view the facts of the situation, and they start to get rid of all of the narcissistic fog, the fog that's surrounding them that they can't actually see straight. They don't actually know what's right, what's wrong, what's up, down, right, left. They don't have a clue of what's going on because another person has confused them and put them in this world of chaos. Oftentimes when people are stuck in this world, they are in this fog. They don't know what to do. And my job when I talk to people and I walk people through this process is to get to a place where they understand where they are, can acknowledge what's happened, and where they need to go. This is one of the biggest differences and the biggest advantage that you have if you've been in a narcissistic relationship that you have versus the narcissist. And what I mean by that is if you take a map and you put a map down and you acknowledge, hey, here's point B, here's the place that I want to go. But you never define where you are on that map. You have no clue how to get to point B. This is what the narcissist doesn't want to do. So they don't want to define where that point A is. They don't want to define the starting point. They don't want to define where they actually are. That's the difference between you and a narcissist, because you have the opportunity. You have the potential. You have the ability to be able to define where you actually are. Once you define, this is where I am, this is where I'm going, it gives us the options and the opportunity to actually make a script and actually make steps to get to where you want to go. A narcissist won't get to where they're wanting to go, that ideal relationship, that perfect person, that perfect relationship that fills all their needs and everything, because they're unwilling to acknowledge where they actually are, who they are, what they've done, how they've acted, how they've responded. They're unwilling to be honest and vulnerable to find that point A on the map so I can actually make a plan to get to point B. It's one of the biggest differences. So when I work with people, I try to help get rid of that fog in their life and everything that's going on so they can figure out, hey, this is point A. Now let's build a script to get to point B, where you're healed, where you're happy, where you're healthy. And that's my goal. If you haven't had a chance, please go on and download on Google Play or the App Store the NARC app. NARC, Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Community. It's a new community that we're building to try to help people understand about narcissism, to grow, to be able to track their habits, to be able to track their no contact, to be able to record their truth, and to be able to engage with people on a community basis that are going through the same stuff. It helps you not feel alone. It helps you not feel isolated, that this is only happening to you. Countless times when I talk to people, they're in these relationships and they feel just crazy. They feel like, I don't understand what is going on. Sometimes I have to take a pause and be like, hey, I want you to understand right now, what you're going through is normal. Is normal because of the relationship that you've been put through. Is normal because of the trauma that you've been through. What you're experiencing is a normal response to that. I don't normalize it and I don't say it's less than what it is. I just say, hey, based on all of this that's happened, how you're responding is normal. I know it doesn't feel that way right now because you've been isolated, because there's not other people in your life that you can interact with. But in this moment, the things that you're facing, the feelings that you're going through are actually normal. That's our goal on the app. That's our goal with any type of coaching that happens with Raw Motivation, is just being able to help people grow, help people change, and help people heal. So with narcissists, they're going to think and they're going to tell you a lot of times that they're the victim. Did that happen to you? Sometimes it doesn't. But like, if it happened to you, did you have a narcissist in your life that said they were the victim and that was like their like mantra? It was always someone else. It was always someone else's fault. It was always something else that happened, but it was never their fault. It was always them playing the victim. Do you relate to that? Is that something that happened in your life? You see, a narcissist will feel, they'll act, and they'll say just about anything because they want to feel a certain way. They want to feel that they're good. They want to feel that I'm a good person. They want to feel like, hey, the things that I'm doing is good, is right, is perfect. And a lot of times it keeps going in that egotistical mindset of like, I am perfect. That's how I thought. That's what I thought. Every single time I would run into mistakes or things like that, I would try to find a way out of it. I would try to find a way to blame someone else because I was a good person. I had not only told other people that, but I also had to try to convince myself of that. So when I do something wrong or when I do something that hurts somebody else, I had to come back to that idea of like, it's okay, like I'm a good person, like that was just a mistake that someone else did. But it was never my fault. I was always the victim. And oftentimes in this victim mindset, it becomes like a cycle. It becomes a cycle of, you did this, they did this, but they're not the people that are taking accountability for it. Why? Because they're the victim. You see this in relationships, you see this in different family dynamics and different family environments, even friendships. You see it most prevalent in relationships where it's someone's fault. So let's say the narcissist goes out and cheats, but they'll switch that around when you come and confront them, and they'll paint themselves as being the victim. Well, it wasn't my fault. Like, you're the one that withheld sex from me, or you're the one that didn't care anymore, so I had to find it somewhere else. Like, they'll twist everything they can around so that they're not at fault, so it's someone else's fault, and so they feel the victim. Going through the cycle, going through the ideation, the devaluation, the discard, going through that cycle with multiple people and having it crisscross a lot of times can feel very confusing. I got to the place in my own relationships that I thought something's wrong. I could sense like this cycle. I could sense something that was happening time and time again where I would be with a person for a period of time, and as that relationship was stopping, was falling down, I would be starting another relationship at the same time. So I was never without anybody. I was never without supply. There was always an unending supply of people. But on my side, they would always get to the place where they would leave. Over a period of time, as I noticed the cycle, I started thinking, you know what? Maybe I'm just cursed. Like, maybe this is just all that I'm going to get. Like, maybe this is just life. Maybe every couple years, this is going to happen, and it's just going to go through a cycle, and maybe this is just how it's supposed to be. I thought for a period of time that I might be cursed. Like, literally, that's the thought process. I don't think that anymore, now that I know and understand more about myself and have become more self-aware about narcissism. But I wondered, maybe this is just what's going to happen. The thing that I was thinking with some of that is the aspect that people always leave me. And here's the victim mentality that comes into it. With that cycle, with cycling through people, it gets to the place where people are always leaving. At the same time, I'm always getting new people. But that concept, the thought in my mind is people are always leaving. What that did is that painted a picture over a period of time, high school, college, life, that I got to the place where I had this mindset, I had this thought in my head that I'm the victim because everybody always leaves me. I thought that about every single relationship. I tell people that. I tell people in relationships, it's been hard. Like, I was really committed. I was really faithful to this one person, but they left. I just feel like that's like the trend is like they always leave. Like, I'm more committed. I'm a better friend to these people. I'm like more faithful to these people. And then they just leave. What that did is that created not just a sob story, but that created a great victim mentality in my own mind, but then also for other people to try to be like, oh, well, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be that person. Setting the groundwork, setting the playing field of saying, hey, this is unacceptable in all my other relationships, so that the next relationship knows, hey, it's unacceptable to do those things. The aspect of leaving, that victim mindset, but also manipulation. With every person that left me, it always came back to the idea of it's not my fault. Because I didn't want to take the blame for anything that happened. So as a result, I didn't think I did anything wrong. There was a moment of just like, hey, this person left me. Like, I can't believe they betrayed me. I can't believe they did this. Yes, I made mistakes. But, ultimately, they made the choice. Like, they left me. Never acknowledging and never realizing and never coming to terms in honesty and vulnerability of saying, hey, the reason why they left was because of me. It wasn't because they found someone else. It wasn't because they got tired of the relationship. They got tired of dealing with me and dealing with the actions and dealing with the things that I had in every single moment. So I got to the place of wanting to avoid any accountability, to gaslight other people, to gaslight myself, to avoid the guilt at all costs, so I could get to the place that I could say in my mind, it's not me, but I'm a victim here. And as each relationship would cycle down, that victim mentality would pop up where I would say, I'm not responsible, I'm not accountable, it wasn't my fault, and I try to find someone new. In those moments of looking for someone new, the thought goes through the narcissist's mind, and sometimes it goes through the abuser's mind whenever they're out of the relationship and they're looking for a new relationship, thinking that the next relationship is going to fix them, that the next relationship is going to heal them, or they'll be better by getting into another relationship. That's the concept that the narcissist has time and time again of, if I get into the next one, I can fix it, I can make it better, it'll work out better, it's not me, it's just this person, maybe the next person will be better, and all these lies that they put in their heads to try to be able to justify walking out on a relationship. You see this time and time again from people who've been in relationships for 1 month to 10 years. But that thought process of, I'm not the victim, it's not my fault, it's all their fault, I'm the victim here, and I need to move forward and try to find someone else that either is going to fix me or that I can mold to be a better partner than what this person was. If you're seeing that in your life, of the person that's always the victim, they're never taking accountability, you might be dealing with a toxic person. You might want to reach out, you might want to get help. Thanks so much.